Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Anderson Alcuano, and I'm here to give you a short discussion about adjectives. Before we go to that, let us first recall what we have talked about these past few days. Now, it is very important for us to remember what nouns and pronouns are. What are nouns and what are pronouns? A noun is a word that names a person, a place, or a thing. Now, we all know this as the part of speech, which is commonly referred to as naming words. Now, here are some examples of nouns. Teacher, supper, flags, park, library, artist, Mr. Anderson, which is a proper noun. Now, what about pronouns? On the other hand, a pronoun takes the place of a noun. Now, we all know this as the part of speech that can be used to replace a noun. The following are examples of a pronoun. I, me, mine, her, his, he, she, they, we, us, them, it. Now let us try to identify all the nouns and pronouns in this paragraph, but let me read it to you first. Last week, we installed a tiki door so our cat could come and go as she pleases. Unfortunately, we ran into a problem. Our cat was afraid of the tiki door. We tried pushing her through, but that made her even more afraid. The door was dark, and she couldn't see what was on the other side. They say to catch more bees with honey, so we decided to use food as bait. We would sit next to the kitty door with a can of wet food while we clicked the top of the can. When she came through the closed door, we would open the can and feed her. It only took 5 days of doing this to make her unafraid of using the kitty door. Now we just have one last problem. Our kitty controls our lives. As you can see, there are lots of nouns and pronouns in this paragraph. For example, these are the nouns. Week, door, cat, problem, again a cat, door again, door, side, and so on and so forth. Now as you can see, those words which are underlined are what you call the nouns. Now what about the pronouns? The pronouns in this paragraph are the following. We have we, our, she, we again, and so on and so forth. And in this paragraph, the ones or the words which are encircled are what you call the pronouns. Now, you are maybe asking yourself this question. What is the importance of recalling or knowing what nouns and pronouns are? Later on, you'll be able to find out how important identifying nouns and pronouns are in identifying adjectives in a sentence. Before we go to that, let us try to analyze this sentence first. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Now, this is one of those popular sentences. The question now is what makes it so special? Not only does it have nouns, verb, and article, okay? What makes this sentence special is it's an English pangram, meaning it contains all the letters of the English alphabet. Okay? What are the nouns in this sentence? The nouns are the following. We have fox and dog. And as you can see, the words used to describe your nouns are the following. It is said in this sentence that the fox is quick, the fox is also brown, and the dog is lazy. The words quick, brown, and lazy are what you call the adjectives. So what are adjectives then? An adjective is a word that describes a noun or a pronoun. Now, we all know this as the part of speech that modifies a noun or a pronoun. There are different kinds of adjectives. Of course, we have what we call the descriptive adjectives. Under the descriptive adjectives, we have the proper adjectives and the adjectives that tell how many. Then, of course, we have the articles used as adjectives, demonstrative adjectives, and the adjectives that compare. Let us first start off with descriptive adjectives. What are descriptive adjectives? Descriptive adjectives are the adjectives that tell us about the size, shape, color, and weight of the things they describe. For example, Mark made a model of a gigantic brown dinosaur with long, sharp claws. Now, before we get to identify what the adjectives in this sentence are, it is very important for us to determine first what the nouns in the sentence are. The nouns are, of course, Mark, and we have dinosaur, and of course, we have claws. Now, what are the words used to describe Mark? Can you find any? No, you cannot find anything there. Now, what are the words used to describe the dinosaur? Okay? The words used to describe a dinosaur are gigantic and brown. And of course, what are the words used to describe the claws? We have long and sharp. These words, gigantic, brown, long, and sharp, are just some of the examples of descriptive adjectives. Why? Because they tell about the size, shape, color, or weight of the things we describe. Is that clear? Okay. Let us try to look at more examples. The bald teacher handed out the white papers. Again, the nouns being described are teacher and, of course, papers. The descriptive adjectives used in this sentence are, we have bald and, of course, white. Next, the laptop computer has a blue screen and a black screen. The noun in the sentence are, of course, we have the laptop computer and, of course, screen. Now, screen is the only noun here being described. And in this sentence, okay, the screen is actually blue and black. So the descriptive adjectives in this sentence are blue and, of course, black. Next, the big yellow bus went down the wrong road. Again, you have to figure out first what the nouns are. The nouns are bus and road. Now, the words used to describe bus and road are, of course, big, yellow, and, of course, a road which is wrong. So these big, yellow, and wrong are what you call the descriptive adjectives. Next kind of adjective is what you call the adjectives which are proper, or commonly known as proper adjectives. Proper adjectives are the adjectives, the descriptive adjectives that come from proper nouns. Now, what are proper nouns? If you could still remember what proper nouns are, a proper noun names a particular place, person, or a thing. And of course, if there are proper nouns, there are also proper adjectives. And these proper adjectives are the descriptive adjectives that come from proper nouns. For example, if we have a proper noun like Africa, the proper adjective that corresponds to it is African. If we have Arab, we have Arabic and Arabian. And if the proper noun is France, the proper adjective that corresponds to it is French. Example, the Italian cat sometimes has bad hair. Again, the noun in the sentence is the word cat, and the word used to describe the cat is the word Italian, which happens to be a proper adjective. Okay, next to the list are the adjectives that tell how many, or about how many, or sometimes number order. Now each of these adjectives comes before a count noun. Here are some examples. 1 photograph, 50 bones, 10th trip, all tour guides, some people, and many friends. Now as you can see, the underlined words are your adjectives because they tell how many or about how many or sometimes number order, like for this example, 10. I hope everything's clear so far. Now let's try to examine this sentence. Both parents always help their daughter with her English homework. The nouns in the sentence are of course parents, and we have the daughter. We also have English homework. Now, look at this noun, parents. The word used to describe parents is this one, both. Both is an example of an adjective that tells how many. So both here is your adjective, and it comes before the noun, which is parents. Okay, and of course we have the adjectives, okay, which are the following: a, and the. Okay, if you can still remember, a, and the are what you call the articles. Okay, now these articles can be used as adjectives. These articles used as adjectives like a, and the. Okay, yes, they can be considered adjectives as well. Remember that articles refer to any one of a class of things or to one or more specific persons, places, or things. For example, an ocean, an insect, the roach, the fossil, a pebble, the scientists, a web, a bug. Now the underlined words an, a, and the are what you call the articles used as adjectives. Let us try to find the articles used as adjectives in this sentence. The plane will crash quickly. Is the word quickly an adjective? No, I don't think so. Because quickly here is actually describing the verb, which is crash. This one is called an adverb. It's not an adjective. Now where's the adjective here? The adjective here is the article the, because it comes before the noun, which